Hello everyone, welcome back to Sajabana's channel. This is Sajabana Games. Today we're playing Grounded 2. So Grounded was one of my favorite games for a long time. I mean, I played a lot of Grounded for a while, back before I was making YouTube videos on gaming and things, or for games and families things. And I had a lot of fun with it, I'll tell you. And my kids loved it. They like would freak out and get all like super excited when we like fight a spider off or some big insect, like a scary insect with the eyes turn red and everything. But anyway, so Grounded 2 um feels, opening it up, it feels like a lot of the same. So a lot of the things I loved about Grounded are here. They're familiar, which is a good thing. There are some new game mechanics, I believe, that are welcome additions. For instance, the idea, which I haven't got that far yet, but the idea that you can create mounts and now you can kind of like ride and raise like little pet insects in your own army of ants or whatever. We'll see how far we can get. Like, here's my little egg hatchery thing, but I haven't got the eggs yet. So you can see here I dropped some in the distance there. Looks like I dropped quite a few of my arrows. But yeah, so a lot of the game case there, some things you'll find in the preview. I'm still in the preview, so things could change. But one, I guess, a couple notes. Resources do respawn, so you will find that resources will respawn. So you'll never really run out of stuff, right? Same with insects and things, they do respawn. So, you kill a rare insect or a common insect, it respawns. Obviously, if they're rare, it might take longer before you find another one, but in general, they will eventually come back if you wait it out. Um, some other stuff I've noticed, unlike games like Valheim and stuff, like the construction, you do have to attach certain things to a foundation, but once you anchor it like in one place, at least currently, you can kind of extend it on out forever, right? So here's like grass pathways. You see the other blades of grass that came back after I cut them down, spawned through the pathways I made. But over here, I start to go, further and further out with some long walkways with the grass and stuff. Like you can see, let me see if I can look around this tree in the dark here, this root. This one here goes quite the distance. Um, and I actually built this stairs I built later, but this goes way out here so that I can get around the map like safely. So if you're willing to put the time in, you can build these kind of like elevated walkways, so that you can safely traverse a lot of areas just kind of high above the floor. Also, so you can get up to these ridge lines and stuff more quickly. So this one here takes me just all the way over here. There's, quite quick. This point is, you can build. Once you anchor something, you can get to quite a few places. Um, oh, and here is, let's see, a caterpillar, which there's not a lot of caterpillars out there, but there are caterpillars. Um, let's see. You can pay if you pay attention to the music, you will get cues to like when something dangerous is nearby. When bad things are about to happen. Let's see here. I'm looking for. Here it is. This area I built up. There's a walkway. I can get over to where the caterpillars. Now, with a lot of things, too, a good strategy in this game is keep the high ground. Like if you can get above a lot of insects, especially the bigger, more dangerous ones that are like slow.
It's clean, but I
If you can
worry
get
about my
above
mineral
them
intake.
on like a plant or a walkway, you can often just gain a strategic advantage to attack them pretty easily, and they're not gonna be able to get at you, and that's good. So like here's caterpillar. I killed one earlier from a distance using the bow, and it just couldn't go anywhere. It was kind of stuck. It didn't fight back. I just picked it off with
A
the bow,
caterpillar! Your journey through
and then
metamorphosis lies ahead.
once I got it, it just died and I couldn't get to it. So I built a walkway over to where it spawns. So I was hoping it would respawn. And it looks like it did. As you can see here, I can attack this caterpillar with my ranged bow. And I just built the walkway all the way over here to where it's at. So that once I get it, because I don't know if it attacks or not, but it looks big, so I don't want to mess with it up close. Attack it with the bow. I got it. Let's come over here and for the first time, harvest the resources, right? And then we can pick up our arrows. It looks like a lot of arrows dropped. Daylight is coming. Oops. Fall damage. Daylight is coming, so it's good. The predator insects and stuff are more aggressive at night. Let's go back to our little base here, which is kind of the first starting base. I haven't been playing that long, so I haven't made too much progression, but you know, just spent some time building out some pathways and playing with some familiar game mechanics from last time I played this. So similar to last time though, you do collect science and you find raw science and you collect like insect parts and plants and you bring them to these science stations and you pick the elements and you analyze them and it'll unlock things that you can make with those items. So there you go, raw science. So blueberry bandage is unlocked. Even though I haven't made my way over where the blueberries grow yet. So we research that. Let's research this spike nub, which I do believe I need to make some nicer things, like some upgraded armor and stuff. So I might need to keep going back until I find more of those. Alright, so got some raw science. Let's see, what other game mechanics we discuss? Stuff that's the same. You do research, you unlock. I think your total research in general just also unlocks some things just based on like leveling, and then other things are more specific. There is a little back here, which is not like a secret or anything, but there's a store here, the ranger station, where you basically can spend science on groups of things. So I could buy like the clover stuff, or I could buy the pebble stuff, or the furnishings, or this sign set, which sign sets are probably the least useful to me right now. But then there's the Omni tool upgrades. So I got like one tool that you kind of never lose or drop. It doesn't break, which is what you use to collect resources, right? So my axe, hammer, wrench for repair, and shovel, it never wears out, but you can upgrade it, right? Then your weapons and your armor, they do wear down, especially if you die or suffer like a defeat. So that's one thing. Yeah. Anyways, this is a super fun game, family friendly. My kids love it. So if you want to check it out, it's still in like a pre-release. So I'm sure there'll be some bugs that work out and some features they'll look to introduce. But I just love this world. It reminds me of the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. You know, the blades of grass are like super tall and stuff. There's some other similar games out there too, like Small Land or Small Worlds, where you're kind of more of a fairy-like creature in a big world. In that one though, I think there are some mounts and things you can get, or something similar. You can definitely get like pets. I don't know if you can actually mount them and like ride them, but they definitely, you can train pets and they follow you and like level up. That's a pretty good game too. I played that for a fair while. Maybe I'll make a video on that sometime. If you'd like to see a video of similar games to Grounded or Grounded 2, please drop a comment in the comments below, and when I see it, I'll take it to note. So happy to hear what things people would love to see. I've got a quite extensive library of past games, and I'm always collecting games when they're on sale. So I'm happy to hear what people want to see, especially the ones who have already subscribed to my channel. I'm happy to hear what they want to see, and to make more stuff that's in alignment with what people who are giving me a little bit of support, what they want. So yeah, but it's a beautiful game. You see like the blades of grass. I love how the dew, the water, clean water anyways, will form on the grass leaves. If you see it up high on a grass leaf and you're like dying of thirst in the game and you really need to get to that that drop of water, if you chop the base of the leaf, right, the water droplet will fall. Now if it falls on slope ground, it will roll. So, like that. It's, yeah, realistic. Anthills are fun. Probably one of the most frustrating things in the game for me are the anthills. Not because the ants are necessarily particularly difficult, even though in large numbers they can present obviously more of a challenge than when there's just one or two. But like getting lost underground is a thing, right? Um, so here we go. Oh, it got me. A little lawn mite. One of the first things you encounter, a basic little creature. Not too threatening, but again, like if you're low on health or something and you run into like a bunch of them, it's become a nuisance. But the fuzz is a needed material, so you'll find yourself picking up, chopping down grass and weeds to collect the sticks to build your scaffoldings. One thing I found in the last game when I played Grounded, the first one, had similar things with, you could like attach one foundation and just build these massive structures. But I would start building scaffoldings in such a way just for aesthetics, because I wanted it to look cool. So I will probably, if I spend enough time in this version of the game, the second one, do the same. Some other things to note: terrain and like grass, leaves, right, all this kind of stuff. While you can cut down the grass and weeds and collect thistles off certain weeds, you can do different things. Essentially, a lot of your environment is non-destructible, right? For instance, when you see like this leaf here, this is dry grass, right? I can chop it, it'll go away. But these other leaves, like the one over here, right? Like this leaf here, or these ones up here. Whoops, not gonna jump up there. Ah, I fell. Genius. Genius. Alright, let me go around. Anyways, those leaves, these other big dry leaves, basically, let's go. But yeah, these right here, these big leaves are like indestructible, which allows you to potentially use them as a basis for like attacking spiders and other creatures. Now I have seen them like clip through, so sometimes they can attack from like the bottom and they'll clip through, but they can't pass all the way through. I also did notice some mechanics with like spiders. One chased me up onto these walkways when I was engaging with it, and eventually it like jumped off. It also damaged the walkways, which is why I have a repair tool. So yeah, unfortunately I haven't been playing super long. I haven't really got super far in the game, so don't have much for you on a lot of specific tips or like secrets. Drop of water.
It's clean, but I worry about my mineral intake.
So yeah, not a lot of specifics, but let's see. So you will quickly, when you get into the game and it starts, it'll guide you to this little bunker here. You'll quickly end up here. Once you're here, a couple notable resources. One, right in this area, is a big clump of sap, so you can get that for sap. If you follow, over there is a pine cone, but you won't be able to chop it right away. If you follow this lead back here, electrical wire, this will take you back to like an anthill, and there's a body here that you'll find right here on the left. If you deviate from that, is the nearest acorn. So if you need the acorn resources, the nearest acorn is there, but beware. Not far from the acorn is an anthill, I think. Yeah, right here is no, not an anthill. Dust mites and spiders, and there's another acorn down there. Yeah, here's the anthill. So there's another anthill you'll discover right over here, not far away. And you can see there is a point of interest down in this one right now, where I need to go collect some eggs. There's also lots of dry grass right here, and some weeds. This can has little spider egg sacs around it. you can cut them and like get the spider web, but you also get little spiders, and there is a bigger orb weaver, I think it is, that you will find around here sometimes, which puts it fairly close to your base. So you'll get that orb weaver sometimes as well. Let's see. Yeah, if you go back this way, so right here's where I kind of got the base built. Right, so from the top, right down below me is the door to that underground area. There's a hose. So you can see over this way, there's the can with the spider. Just beyond it's the anthill. Right over there is the first acorn. You'll usually be able to find water around. It doesn't necessarily drip from this faucet, but there's usually water around this thing too. It looks like water drops. I put this here hoping to catch one, or catch some, but it didn't work out. I'll have to move it. That's like a water bucket, like a container that will fill up with water. Some other nearby resources. So if you get up high here, you'll see the grass, which will say grass flower on it. Has, you know, this thing on top of that drops little seeds that you collect or use in making like smoothies. Not far in the distance, this thing with the purple on top, that has thistles on it. Thistles are what you collect to make your arrows. So you can see what that is, and you see the dandelions. The dandelions are, if you look for the dandelion tops, that's where you're going to go, and that's your weed stems. For, again, your scaffolds and other things. So just, you know, get a lay of the land, figure out where some of your closer resources are. So there you go. So you see some thistles here. Looks like more thistles over there. Plenty of grass right here. If you need dry grass, there's a little bit spread around. There's one right there that'll respawn occasionally, but if you just go over near that anthill, that's right over this way, tons of dry grass. So, and then there's another anthill back here, this direction, which you originate over here and work your way back here. And your missions, the early missions will take you to this anthill as well. But just remember where it is, because there's also a good location to get some clay. Usually where there's clay, there's gnats. And here's another note. Ants won't always attack you. So you can see these are just worker ants. So if I don't really anger them, the worker ants will ignore me. If I make the ants in general angry, the army or the soldier ants, which are always aggressive when they see you for the most part, the soldier ants will come for you, and all the worker ants in the proximity will join in. So just, you know, watch out for that. You can see here, this is, I think, one of the doors where you start. Yeah, this is where we started, or one of the areas we started. Like, this is like a training lab, and then you end up going out this way into the world. There's an anthill just to the left, and you end up going over there. You can see here I got like a home flag marker. There's some clovers here. If I just go over this way, here are gnats, which you'll need like the gnat fuzz pretty early on for little things. There is some clay around here. I believe I picked it up. It hasn't respawned yet, so then you don't see it right now, but if I go right over here, there's some more clay. You walk up to pretty much any resource, and when you get close, you'll have this icon that tells you how you're gonna get it, and you just press E to mine it. Like the rock and clay is gonna work about the same. You're gonna basically either hammer it or dig it, then it's gonna break into little pieces, and you're gonna collect it. Right? So you collect gold clay. Just try not to drink the rancid water here, because this water will take some health away. Let's see. Yeah, these little sprigs. These sprigs are useful, different than fiber. So a sprig looks like this. Fiber looks like that. It's much smaller. There's also an alternative visualization for the fiber that looks like a little upside down root. Here's one sticking out of the ground, so that's another fiber. You also just get fiber in general when you chop down grass and things. So yeah, just a little bit of the game. Anyways, that's enough random rambling about Grounded 2. all in all, it looks like a solid game. I think I'm gonna enjoy playing it. My first impressions are pretty good. There were a few kinks that I've run into so far that I'm sure the developers will work out, little bugs and things, but it is pre-release, so that's what this time is for. It's for people to play, provide feedback, and for them to make some fixes and corrections. So, anyways, until next time, this is Sajabana signing off. Have fun gaming.